We are back to our show again. Good morning, Kuwait. Moving for our next interview segment. Today, we are honored to welcome one of the Kuwaiti's most distinguished theatrical voices and also the theater, Hamad Aljenaie, a visionary producer, director, and a writer whose work has helped elevate Kuwaiti's theater to the international recognition. Which more than the two decades of the experience in the performing arts, Hamad Aljenaie has become widely known for his innovative interpretations for classical masterpieces, practically the work for the William Shakespeare. He made a history as the first Kuwaiti recipient for the prestigious Dame Judi Dench Shakespeare Award and the recognition of his outstanding contributions to theatre. He has also received the Ellison's Shen Prize MBE International Award for Drama and the Adam Duros Award for Excellence and Performance. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with his creative force, whose passion, disciplines and artistic vision continue to inspire the new generation of the theater artists in Kuwait and region. So please join us today with us welcoming our distinguished guest Hamad Aljenaie, producer, director and writer. Hello and congratulations.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be part of a Good Morning Kuwait.
And you're Muslim, and thank you so much for joining us on our show, Good Morning Kuwait. First of all, I say to you, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How was the feeling when you received the Shakespeare Award?
That came as a surprise, and receiving that award has been an honor and achievable what we have accomplished here in Kuwait, and to represent in that sort of like a new kind of technique of theatrical base, and to be known around the world right now, and to have the Kuwait in the center point of all theater industry, especially with classic like Shakespeare and Greek mythologies and new contemporary theater plays and classics. To be recognized is be recognized as the most thing that we are very accomplished, and we are grateful for that.
So we are eager to know more about the situation and the moment when you received the award and your working crew. How was the moment when you heard like you will receive this award?
It came right after Hamlet in 2019. That was considered the first English language local production done at the Yarmouk Culture Center, and that was a great achievement from the wide recognition from the audience, and it was a kind of a new take on an infamous classic tale as Hamlet, 400-year-old story, and is widely known around the world. And to set it in a contemporary theme that the audience can understand and relate to it, and without changing anything from the text. We kept the text as it was 400 years, but we set it in a much more modern day world. And if we look at the time of 2019, it was the period of mental illness and social media and all that's kind of like played around at the time. So this was like a very central point of Hamlet to be in that part. That became a huge impact around audience, and especially hearing that in another country. And to receive that award, the Dame Judi Dench Shakespeare Award from the British Council and British Embassy and Alison Shen Prize, who is my mentor to this day for 18 years. It's an highest honor to achieve, and to say that Kuwait has become part of the map of today.
And also I had the privilege to meet Madame Alison. Yeah. What do you want to say awards to her?
It's a privilege and an honor, and my mentor, she introduced me to theater base and introduction, and without her I couldn't be where I am today. And to me, she's the one that's really engaged and put me to that point of understanding how the basic of how to tell a story, and to receive an honor for that, the Alison Shen Prize International Award, including the Adam Darius Award, that gives us a great response that there's more coming, and a lot of doors have been opened for us with new work, with new materials, and new members coming in, casting, and just an honor to be part of that.
And also you mentioned in the beginning, also before that, on behalf of show Good Morning Kuwait, we send our gratitude and appreciation to her as well. You mentioned in the beginning the script of Hamlet 400 years ago, you make it now in a new generation, new era. You already, your production, Hamlet, Macbeth, and other kind of successful also production. How is like your vision to turn this old script to the reality for the new generation now?
It's research. research, understanding, and talk to your team, talk to your dramaturge who've known for years. And I mean, you're looking at Shakespeare, he had about 37 plays and 150 sonnets. So you have to choose the best that everyone is very recognizable, everybody knows a story. We had the privilege with those shows you mentioned, Hamlet, Macbeth, The Tempest, and A Midsummer Night's Dream. This was like a kind of the reality. Each individual had a different path and different way of telling a story. It depends on, is it the right time to put on such shows? And we look over the years, like Hamlet took us about 5 years until that right moment came. And so it did with Macbeth. Macbeth performed in 2024, and that was on the right time because the whole world was going through this, the conflict that's going on about about tyrants and dictatorships and so forth. And Macbeth was the center of that point, and plus the Game of Thrones of its time, according to Brian McLaughlin, who was one of our dear friend who quoted that. And then came The Tempest, which was during the time of 2022, where the time of the COVID pandemic was kind of like, and it's about an island, reuniting with your family, reuniting with your loved one. And then of course Midsummer Night's Dream that came in 2025, which we needed that sort of like a resolution of love triangles and comedy at the end to challenge for the audience.
Good thing about, well said from you, Hamad, like you always checking and observing the atmosphere and the generation, like what is the signal goes to, I am following the signal but from my way. Like you want to share your perspective, your way of thinking, your research in the modern era. Like people can receive it in the thing they want to want to share. And this is your style, right? I got it. So you face too many challenges for sure, Hamad. Like you are investing. You are with us today in the studio.
That's right.
You've been in this kind of field for a long time. What is the challenge you're facing per day, every day, for any kind of this kind of shows?
It all comes back to will this story be great to tell? And research values one thing, and of course newspapers. Read from the journals, look at the articles, see what's happening around the world today, how that can relate to such plays, and discover more. Because like I would go through details and details throughout, and I have my dramaturges around me, and we discuss on, like for example, like we have like 45 plays, and then we discuss and we vote on these plays. Will it work for the society of world today? Will that, and possibly there are times says, no, I don't think this is the right time. This can be another year, 2 years, or maybe 5 years, or maybe 10 years for, you know. So we already are in that verge of planned the plays, that thing that could elevate and also have the audience to understand them as well. And some of them are quite classic and some of them new work. And some today, when we're grateful for that, we had a lot of playwrights today, upcoming new playwrights that's coming with new work and bringing their skills and bringing their knowledge, that want to tell the story, that want to gauge with the audience, that want to discover more, and to give an opportunity for many others that came around.
This is your sign, like we saw in the old books, like this is like your logo every time. Like you are imagining, it's like a mirror, it's like...
That's right, the mirror of the society itself. And this is an old saying that how can you reflect, because you're having two separate kind of the world of your own. You have the world that you evolve around, and there's the world that's inside you.
Yes.
That you have to engage. And there are times when I do say, can I bring that reality to the reality of the world today? In the dreams of the vision that you created, will that be acceptance at one point? And that's played a huge challenge on all of us, because we all engage on bringing together, each one had their point of view, each one from the costume designers, from the set designer, through the actors and to the producers. We all sat down together and said, how can we tell that story and that vision and bring about for our audience and say, this is how the society works for us and the world that we...
and also, in addition, sorry for interrupting, we are investing with us in the studio. You mentioned something important. Theater is the mirror of the society.
That's right.
How come, like you as a director, and you've been with your team, with the authors and the script writers, and scenographers and others, to share something about the direct message and indirect message to the society for the Kuwaiti cultures?
It all comes back to how can you elaborate yourself and your understanding and yet give the audience what they want as well. And there are times where we had this argument on, or some kind of a, when it comes to research, when it comes to engagement and these types of stories, it all comes back to, as well was mentioned, is will the audience accept these types of plays and these types of knowledge? For example, I'll give you a good example. We talked about, we had a production done in February 2026, which is Antigone, a Greek mythology play, and that's like a 3,000, 4,000-year-old story by Sophocles. But we took that version from the adaptation playwright called Jean Alleux, which is a French playwright, and modernized it in a way the society of the world today that was going to, which is about a woman saying that no to accept the family, acceptance on the authority and all that. And this was a very challenging to put in the play, but the response we had from the audience and, was a great experience. And they engaged in the idea they want to know more and more on these stories to be explained and more understanding. And this is a classic, and at one point, the youngsters today are discovering Antigone Greek mythology. They're discovering on these other plays, and we are grateful for that. And plus to be broadcast in another news just recently with another Arabic news, which is like came saying this was actually done in Kuwait. So that is like an achievement already getting recognized, not just with what we have here, we're very grateful for, but also mentioning in another international news for that. So it's like, oh, there is something there, and people are being aware of what Kuwait has accomplished. And also, because you're mentioning about the achievement that it's already produced here in Kuwait, what is the thing motivates you all the time and inspires you for your next show? It comes down to again, I always ask the team for their point of view, from their knowledge, because in the end is a family team effort. Nice. And we say, will this work, will that work? And every time is like, we would love to come back and do the same show or the same author all the time. Like we had the great privilege to do 3-4 Shakespeare, and we'll continue on to bring Shakespeare play, because this is like the audience favorite and we're very grateful for. But also to take another kind of step with another author, with another technique, like we done with Antigone recently. And I'll give you a good example. We just, in 2024, we had a young playwright today called Hamad Aljenaie, who we premiered that play in the Fringe Festival in Edinburgh, Scotland, with a veteran actor, Rasul Saghir. And this was a one-man show and done by a young Kuwaiti playwright. And it was in English, and to represent Kuwait in the Fringe Festival, that is like achievement to recognize. And very grateful now that he's an award-winning playwright, and he's continuing on his journey. And I hope, and now I hope that one day we will work together again on his new play, and we come research and getting new visions, like youngsters today, bringing their thoughts, bringing their knowledge, because of the shows that we have accomplished for the audience. They seem to be more involved in that direction, and we are grateful that it's starting to open up, it's starting to be more creative, and that's what is at the time. Kuwait is a capital of culture. Kuwait is the capital of culture, a capital also for talents. That's right. Kuwait is one of the pioneers for the theater, especially in the region. For sure, you've been here visiting too many kind of theaters, because I know, like I noticed something about the dialects. It's not about the words, it's about the emotions. That's right. And about the production. When you've been in the field, you will see the decorations, you will see the performance of the actors. This the thing inspired you. So how do you see the talents in Kuwait now? Is it like growing more, the talents here, the production? It's starting to really develop itself. And over the years, I asked my colleagues and my friends and around me who are also producers and directors and writers, and they have their own production team, seeing the development, seeing the skills, and seeing the change in the way they tell stories. And again, for my knowledge, and then this is from my point of view as well, and I think we are on the verge that everything seems to get really, really recognizable. That's very great. And production-wise, direction, visions, actors, emotions, and physicalities, and creative team. And yet, for my knowledge, I always said when it comes down, is it a good story? Is a good story? A good story. Every time now, the three things that are always most important in any theatrical that can take an audience: a good story, and a good story.
3 times.
3 times, because if there is no such story to be evolved, where there just be spectacle, that, and way, I'm very supportive of that knowledge. But again, it all comes down, is the story great to tell?
Nice.
If that inspires you, then we need something that says that this has to be talked for a while, not in one day. One concern, what I'm really grateful that Kuwait over the years has been developing great stories.
Nice.
And we will also be getting them a story for them to be remembered.
You already produced a very great stories, and we are looking forward with your next great stories. We can say all the times our distinguished guest, good times run very fast.
That's true.
We didn't fill the time. Thank you so much for joining us here again. You will sure be here again to talk more about your achievement. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Special thanks and appreciation to our distinguished guest, Hamad Aljenaie, a producer, director, and writer. Now let's go to this tiny break. Then we'll continue show Good Morning Kuwait. So please stay